Warning, F-bombs are armed and will probably be dropped. Which will probably get me a fine, but I'm okay with that. All right. Two things about yesterday's rally. One, the inevitable mass shooting didn't happen. Why not? First of all, I say inevitable mass shooting, what do I mean? You put a couple thousand unarmed people in a cage with a couple dozen known violent psychopaths. What's inevitably going to happen? I'm going to go out there a little bit and say I even had a theory about how part of it would happen. Now, I'm not going to discuss that publicly because I don't want to write a mass shooter's playbook for him. But there were some things that could have happened that apparently didn't. And good. I'm okay with that. My belief is that King Ralph knew what would happen, wanted it to happen, and it didn't. Why not? Well, it's really simple. The protest was moved 1.5 miles away from the Capitol building. That means that the attendees could bring their guns, and the people who would have gone there with the intention of doing something, mass shooting, harassment, whatever, they never had a chance. It didn't work because they knew they would be shot in turn. The mass shooting would have ended very, very quickly with the death of the one responsible, or two, or whatever, and probably one or two dead, a half dozen or so injured, and that's it. And the one or two who were responsible would still be dead. There's nothing they can do at that point. That totally fucked their plan up so badly that they all just sort of walked away like, this isn't going to work. Let's do something else some other day. So, great on the organizers. Loved it. Do that again if you have to. I only found out about that a half hour ago. Big number 2. This is actually much more important in almost every metric. The city of Virginia Beach has declared itself a Second Amendment sanctuary. Now, think back and you'll recall that Virginia Beach was the scene, and specifically the courthouse, the old courthouse, was the scene of a mass shooting last year. This is a direct attack, not even on the state in the form of shooting a cop, trying to blow up a detention facility. A direct attack on the civis itself, the city, pointed and deliberate act of terrorism. You'd think if anybody would say, please save us from the scourge of gun control by banning the guns, it would be the people who'd been shot at. These were people they knew. And they said no. And that is the biggest fuck you to King Ralph in this entire debacle. The people of the city of Virginia Beach saying, no, Your Highness, you are endangering our lives now with this law, and we're not going to support it at all. This is not going to happen on our watch. We're not going to do anything to help you. We're going to do everything we can to subvert you. Wow. Even if the wording and the declared intent was, no, we just don't agree and we're not going to help you out, merely having that debate was the people who supported it saying, no, this is now endangering our lives. And that was the purpose of the Virginia laws to begin with, to endanger lives, to ensure that people would die. The purpose of yesterday's mass shooting plan was so that King Ralph could say, see, I told you. This is exactly what I told you would happen. And the fact that they outsmarted him, outfoxed him by moving it a mile and a half off site. So now what? Now your mass shooting didn't happen, Your Highness. What are you going to do now? King Ralph, step down now before one of the unsightly but very amusing props goes from prop to reality. Keep calm and mandatory carry on.